AOL once stood as the undisputed gateway to the internet for millions. Its iconic sounds and familiar interface defined an era. This is the story of AOL's meteoric rise, its monumental missteps, and its eventual decline. America Online began in 1985 as Quantum Computer Services, later Quantum Link, providing online services for Commodore 64 users. Under Steve Case's leadership, the company aimed to simplify the complex world of early computing for the everyday person. For many, the distinct screech and whine of a dial-up modem connecting to AOL was the sound of the internet itself. AOL transformed access, making it intuitive for millions who had previously found the online world intimidating and inaccessible. The phrase, "You've got mail," became synonymous with AOL, a comforting digital greeting that signaled connection. It was more than just email, it was a personal invitation into a burgeoning online community, fostering a sense of belonging. AOL's aggressive marketing strategy flooded homes with free CD-ROMs, offering trial subscriptions. This ubiquitous presence made AOL a household name, ensuring that almost everyone had a disk handy to sign up and explore the internet. Before AOL, the internet felt like a niche for academics and tech enthusiasts. AOL democratized access, offering a user-friendly interface and curated content that made the vast, intimidating World Wide Web approachable for millions of ordinary families. AOL's early success stemmed from its walled garden approach, providing proprietary content and services within its own network. Users felt safe and connected, unaware of the wider, more chaotic internet beyond AOL's carefully curated borders. By the late 1990s, AOL reached its zenith, boasting tens of millions of subscribers. It was the undisputed king of the internet, a cultural phenomenon deeply embedded in the daily lives of countless households across America and beyond. As the dot-com bubble inflated, AOL stock soared to unprecedented heights. Investors saw the company as the future of media and technology, a seemingly unstoppable force poised to dominate the digital landscape for decades to come. In 2000, at the height of its power, AOL announced a historic merger with Time Warner. Valued at $164 billion, it was the largest corporate fusion in history, promising an unprecedented media empire for the new millennium. The logic seemed sound. AOL's digital reach would combine with Time Warner's vast content library and distribution channels. It was envisioned as the ultimate synergy, bridging the gap between traditional media and the burgeoning internet age. Initial reactions were overwhelmingly positive. Experts hailed the merger as a visionary move, a blueprint for future corporate integrations. The combined entity, AOL Time Warner, was expected to redefine entertainment, news, and communication globally. Beneath the surface, a profound cultural clash began. AOL's fast-paced, digital-first ethos struggled to integrate with Time Warner's more traditional, hierarchical structure. The promised synergy quickly gave way to internal friction and mistrust. As the new millennium dawned, broadband internet began its rapid ascent. Cable and DSL offered always-on, high-speed connections, a stark contrast to AOL's familiar but increasingly slow dial-up experience. The internet was changing. AOL, heavily invested in its dial-up infrastructure and subscription model, was slow to embrace broadband. This reluctance to adapt proved fatal, as users clamored for faster speeds and left AOL's slower services behind in droves. As broadband became more affordable and widespread, AOL subscribers began to abandon their dial-up connections. The company's subscriber base, once its greatest strength, started to hemorrhage users, signaling a clear shift in consumer preference. AOL's proprietary content, once a major draw, lost its allure. The open internet offered a far richer, more diverse, and free array of information and entertainment, rendering AOL's curated offerings increasingly irrelevant and outdated. The mounting failures and cultural friction led to significant leadership changes. Steve Case, the visionary founder, eventually resigned from the Time Warner board in 2005, marking the end of his direct involvement with the merged entity. The grand merger quickly turned into a financial disaster. In 2002, AOL Time Warner reported a staggering $99 billion loss, the largest in corporate history, primarily due to the plummeting value of AOL's assets. The dream was shattered. After years of struggle and financial hemorrhaging, the ill-fated union finally dissolved. In 2009, Time Warner spun off AOL as an independent company, severing ties with the internet giant that had once promised so much. As an independent entity, AOL struggled to redefine itself. It attempted to pivot towards advertising and content, acquiring companies like Huffington Post. However, it never regained its former glory or market dominance in the new internet age. In 2015, Verizon acquired AOL for $4.4 billion, a fraction of its former valuation. This marked another chapter in its decline, eventually leading to further sales and its brand largely fading into the background of internet history. Despite its fall, AOL's legacy is undeniable. It introduced millions to the internet, creating communities and simplifying a complex technology. It paved the way for the digital world we inhabit today, making the online accessible. The story of AOL serves as a powerful cautionary tale. It illustrates that even the most dominant companies can falter if they fail to adapt to rapid technological shifts, resist innovation, or mismanage monumental strategic decisions. AOL's journey reminds us that innovation is relentless. What was once revolutionary can quickly become obsolete. The digital landscape constantly evolves, leaving behind the giants who fail to adapt to its ever-accelerating pace.